Adult Swim has been a home for some of the wildest, most creative, and most unpredictable shows ever made. When Cartoon Network first launched this late-night block for adults, no one could have guessed how huge it would become or how many iconic series it would deliver. Adult Swim developed its own brand of humor and storytelling that doesn't care about rules or traditional TV expectations. It loves being weird, surreal, experimental, and full of offbeat jokes that sometimes feel like they were written during a strange dream. Over the years, Adult Swim has created many cult classic shows that have shaped pop culture and influenced modern animation, comedy, and even drama. This entire vibe, mixing bizarre jokes with clever commentary, turned Adult Swim into something that stands apart from every other channel. Choosing the best shows from Adult Swim isn't easy. The network has everything from moving superhero stories to strange animated journeys that seem like hallucinations. Popularity matters, but Adult Swim has always proved that it doesn't need mainstream approval to make something brilliant. Some of its most beloved shows were never ratings giants, yet fans still talk about them today because they dared to be different. Adult Swim also became well known for showcasing other animated hits like Cowboy Bebop and even reviving Family Guy for a second life. But here, we are celebrating Adult Swim's own original creations, the ones that truly embody the quirky personality of the brand. These 15 shows capture everything fans love about Adult Swim: unexpected storytelling, unhinged comedy, stylish animation, and unforgettable characters. One show that perfectly represents Adult Swim's chaotic style is Xavier T. Renegade Angel. Trying to explain this show is basically impossible. It follows Xavier, a weird creature, man with a snake arm, goat legs, and a beak-shaped nose. He walks around asking deep philosophical questions that don't make sense while helping people who definitely didn't ask for help. Watching an episode feels like falling into a confusing but hilarious fever dream. The show uses strange 3D animation and psychedelic visuals that make every scene feel like a meme from another dimension. Xavier's long monologues are completely ridiculous, yet that is exactly why the show became iconic. It is the definition of stoner humor taken to the extreme. And truly no other network on Earth would have allowed a show like Xavier T. Renegade Angel to exist. It is peak Adult Swim in all its bizarre glory. Then there is Mike Tyson Mysteries, a show that mixes a classic Scooby-Doo-style mystery adventure with dark, sarcastic comedy. The funniest part is that Mike Tyson voices an animated version of himself solving mysteries with a pigeon and his adopted daughter. Mike Tyson surprisingly has amazing comedic timing, and the humor hits in a way that makes the show feel clever and silly at the same time. It doesn't dive into surreal chaos like Xavier, but it still has the signature Adult Swim randomness. It's also a great first step for people who are new to Adult Swim's humor. If someone finds this funny, then they are ready to explore all the weirdness the network has to offer. Adult Swim is not only about absurd comedy, though. It also produces great animated storytelling, and My Adventures with Superman proves how heartfelt and charming the block can be. The This series gives a fresh, wholesome take on Clark Kent during his early years figuring out life and love. Fans love how soft, emotional, and genuine Superman feels here. Instead of focusing only on action or making him overly serious, the show celebrates Superman as a hopeful symbol of kindness. By embracing bright animation, fun character chemistry, and an emotional story, My Adventures with Superman shows that Adult Swim can deliver powerful superhero content that appeals to longtime DC fans and newer viewers alike. It is one of the best Superman cartoons ever, and its presence on Adult Swim shows the brand's growth far beyond edgy jokes. In the earlier days of Adult Swim, Harvey Birdman, attorney at law, changed everything. This show recycled old Hanna-Barbera cartoon characters and placed them in a hilarious court setting. Harvey Birdman defends cartoon icons like Fred Flintstone and Scooby-Doo in strange legal battles that parody their original series. Adults who grew up with those shows enjoyed seeing them in new, ridiculous ways. Harvey Birdman represented a transition in animation. It had nostalgia, sharp comedy, and a surreal style that made Adult Swim stand out as something totally new. Even today, the jokes still land perfectly. Smiling Friends is one of the newest Adult Swim hits and became popular fast because of its relatable, internet-style humor. The series follows two friends who work for a company whose goal is to make people smile. The characters genuinely care about each other, which makes the comedy feel surprisingly warm at times. It also features a variety of online comedic influences, since many of the team members became famous through digital art and memes. Smiling Friends has proven that Adult Swim remains deeply connected to modern humor and younger audiences, especially Gen Z. It manages to push boundaries while still delivering stories that feel real and unexpectedly sweet. Samurai Jack is a legendary series that combined gorgeous animation with deep emotional storytelling. It tells the tale of a skilled samurai lost in a dystopian future ruled by the demon Aku. Each episode feels like a piece of visual art, blending stunning action scenes with moments of silence and reflection. Samurai Jack carried a mature tone that helped Adult Swim grow into more dramatic territory. The show felt like a powerful myth brought to life, and its emotional weight earned it a devoted fan base. When Adult Swim brought Samurai Jack back for a final season years later, fans celebrated one of the most beloved animated heroes finally getting closure. It remains one of Adult Swim's most respected masterpieces. Robot Chicken is another show that built the Adult Swim identity, a stop-motion sketch comedy series that makes fun of everything in pop culture, from movies to video games to celebrities. It is like Saturday Night Live, but made by fans of comics, toys, and nerd culture. Robot Chicken is messy, loud, and unapologetically goofy, making it a favorite for anyone who loves seeing their favorite franchises roasted. It helped shape internet meme culture before memes were mainstream and showed that satire could be both smart and ridiculously immature at the same time. Then there is The Eric Andre Show, one of the most chaotic live-action comedy shows ever made. Eric Andre takes the talk show format and destroys it with extreme pranks, random violence, surreal gags, and uncomfortable interviews. The comedy feels dangerous and unpredictable. One moment he is smashing his desk to pieces, and the next moment a wild animal appears on set. Eric Andre and co-host Hannibal Buress also take their insanity into public spaces to shock random strangers. It's the perfect kind of madness that fits Adult Swim completely. No boundaries, no explanation, just pure chaos. Before Eric Andre, there was Space Ghost Coast to Coast, the series that helped start Adult Swim's signature tone. It recycled an old superhero cartoon character, Space Ghost, and put him behind a talk show desk to interview real celebrities. The humor came from the awkward editing, strange questions, and Space Ghost's bullying of his co-hosts, who used to be his villains. It wasn't as wild as later Adult Swim shows, but it set the blueprint by mixing old cartoons with edgy adult comedy. Without Space Ghost, Adult Swim as we know it may not even exist. One of the most complete storytelling achievements on Adult Swim is The Venture Bros, a series that began as a parody of old adventure cartoons but evolved into something way deeper. It mixed action, comedy, world building, and long-term character development unlike anything else on the network. Fans fell in love with characters like Brock Sampson and the Monarch because the show treated its silly world with surprising seriousness. The Venture Bros respected its audience enough to grow into a complex and emotional story full of twists, rich lore, and hilarious satire. All of these shows, and the rest of Adult Swim's best, have shaped animation and comedy in huge ways. Adult Swim proved that cartoons don't have to be just for kids, and weird humor can create lifelong fans. From experimental nightmares to touching hero stories, the network continues to evolve without ever losing what makes it unique. Whether you're someone who has followed Adult Swim since its early years, or someone discovering its bizarre magic now, these shows are worth watching because they represent everything fun, bold, and revolutionary that Adult Swim brings to television. There are shows here that make you think, shows that make you emotional, and shows that make you wonder if you accidentally inhaled something strange before watching. But that perfect mix is exactly why Adult Swim remains one of the most influential entertainment platforms ever. The network is fearless in creativity, passionate about animation, and always ready to surprise fans. These top Adult Swim shows truly define a legacy of laughter, shock, and artistic innovation that continues to inspire viewers worldwide.